Today we're down to arms, hands, and wrists. And then I think we have 2 more classes after this before the break. We're going to be doing the torso next class. And then the last class down to legs and feet. Okay. Alrighty, so I'm going to just pull my chair back a little bit so you can see me better, and we'll get going. So any questions on anything? Everyone's good? Okay, so here goes the mute all. And again, just let me know if you have any questions. Just go ahead and put your microphone on. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of the shoulders and face before we progress down to arms and hands. So however you're most comfortable sitting. If you want to be cross-legged on your meditation cushion, you can do that. I'm sitting in a folding chair, so if you'd rather be up in a chair, that works too. Okay, anywhere you can move your arms freely. And I'm going to pull back just a little bit. All right, good. And we're going to start just sitting up nice and tall. So we're lifting up through the center line of the body, lifting up through the crown of the head. And we'll start with what is probably my very favorite joints and glands movement, our shoulder rolls. So the shoulders are coming up to the ears and press back and release down and then roll forward. We're kind of squeezing together in front, shoulder blades separating and back. And just taking this nice and slow so you can find your full range of motion through the shoulder joints. And because we do this a lot, you might find that almost automatically your breath starts to link with the movement. And that you're inhaling as you come up and back. And then exhaling as you press back and around. And then we're going to keep rolling the shoulders, and now we're going to be rolling forward. So we'll come up, forward, down, and back. Again, about 5. And as you're moving, just keeping the elbows, wrists, and hands soft. And then we're going to move into our wings. So for the wings, the fingertips are on the shoulders, elbows are close in front. And we're going to inhale, lift up, back, exhale, down. Okay, so as close as the elbows come in front, as high as they lift. Good. And again, that might vary a little bit day to day, depending on what you're feeling in your upper back and shoulders. And listening for any clicks and cracks as the joints lubricate and warm up. And then we're going to keep moving, and let's bring our wings in the other direction. So the elbows go back, up, around, and through. And just be sure to keep your chin tipped downwards a little bit so that the neck stays free. We're not straining the neck as we're moving. Yeah, last one. And then we can bring the hands back to resting on the lap. Again, sternum is lifted. And we're going to drop the chin down towards the chest. And just releasing here the weight of your head. And noticing what sensations arise in the back of the neck, across the upper back. Now we're going to be moving into our head rotations. So right ear towards right shoulder, across back, left ear to left shoulder, chin to chest. And as you're moving, see if you can make your head really heavy. And if you can keep your shoulders down away from your ears. And then when you're ready, let's switch directions. So I hear a lot of music when I do this, lots of clicks and cracks. And then when you're ready, let's bring the gaze straight ahead. We're making soft fists with the hands, and we'll do some of our face massage. So we're going to bring the knuckles to the space between the eyebrows. And so you're kind of on your interior knuckle. And pressing in, let's drag the thumbs across the eyebrows, all the way out to the temples. Good. And every time you do this, you can get just a little bit higher. And we're drawing from center line out towards the sides of the head. And then we're going to take the same motion across the cheekbones. Good. So here it's probably easier to use the outside of the knuckles. We're coming down from the space between the eyebrows and out across cheekbones, all the way to that soft spot by the ear. Again, doing this about 3 times. And each time you could get a little lower as you're moving down out towards the jaw. All righty. And now the hands are open, and we're going to be doing that motion around the eye socket. Okay, so you can come up in here, you can feel that bony ridge right above your eyes. And we're a little softer here, so pressing in and just coming around the eyes. And we can do that about 3 times. Okay, so lifting, drawing. Okay, and now we'll move to the bottom of the eye socket, now using the pointer fingers. So again, see if you can find that spot. Nice and soft, coming around the bottom of the eye socket to the place where the 2 lids meet. And again, we'll do that about 2 or 3 times. Yeah, so this facial massage for me helps a lot when I have headaches. Kind of my first go-to. All right, very good. And now we're going to alternate between the big grin. In the big grin, we're clamping our teeth shut, opening our lips wide, and kind of tensing the muscles in the neck. We'll go from there to the face scrunch. In the face scrunch, you remember everything kind of moves towards the nose. Okay, so when you're ready, big grin. You can lift our eyebrows up towards the hairline. Good. And then scrunching the face so everything is coming towards the nose. Big grin. Face scrunch. Good. One more time. Grin. And scrunch. Now relax the face. We're going to open up the jaw wide, and let's do our letter O with the mouth. And we're going to bring these lips over the teeth. Okay. And then relax. Okay, so some arm scissors. For our arm scissors, we're going to be moving a little bit slowly so that we can control the movement. We're not flailing the arms. So we'll have the elbows a little bit bent, and we're going to cross right over left, and then open, and then left over right, and open. Good. So keep moving. Speed it up a little bit, but just paying attention that you're not lifting the shoulders while you're moving. All right, shoulders stay relaxed and down, heart stays lifted. Good. And just feeling how the shoulder blades pull together and then separate. Going. And you can probably see as we're moving through these in a systematic way that we use them throughout our whole practice, right? These aren't new, many of them. Some of them are new, some of them I kind of forgot about. So it's fun to reintroduce them. Good. And then let's bring the arms back down. Okay, so now we're moving into arms, hands, and wrists. And let me see if I'm back enough. Okay, so the hands are up by the shoulders. And we're going to press out into the hands, bring your elbows straight, and then fist and drop the fist. So we're tensing a bit. We're trying to pull the fingers back towards the underarm. And then we're going to open the hands and bring your fingers towards the ceiling. You could even try to tilt back a little bit towards your face. Okay, relax. Let's do it again. Pushing out through the hands, come out to straight elbows and fists and drop. Fingers towards the underarm. And then the hands are opening. Good. Fingertips towards the ceiling, fingers kind of reaching back towards you. And at the same time, there's still that little press out through the hands. Hold. Relax. Bringing the arms out again. And this time the palms are down towards the floor. And your fingers are going to look left. Again. So make sure that your arms are just shoulder level. They're not up here that you're straining at all. So try to keep it relaxed. If it feels heavy, the elbows can bend a little bit too. And then coming across center line, your fingers are looking right. And across the center line, fingers are looking left. And right. And left. And right. Relax the arms. And let's just take 2 shoulder rolls in case your upper back's getting a little tired from holding the arms out. So we're not done. Again, we're going to bring the arms out in front and pointer fingers, and these are our wrist rolls. So drawing circles with the pointer fingers. Go one way, and then switch and go the other way. Okay. Again, keep your elbows a little bent if it's more comfortable for your upper back. And then we're going to switch, and now our hands are open. So wrist rolls, open hands. And switch. And now we're going to switch again, this time claws. Okay. Bring your claws in circles. Just moderate pace. And then we'll switch claws the other way. And relax the hands, shake them out. Okay, so really shake them. Okay, and then we have one more thing to do for our hands. And this movement is called the flower. So this is especially good for arthritis in the hands. So you're going to look at your hands and bring them into fists and then squeeze. So really squeeze your hands shut. And now the hands are going to open as slowly as you can. So if you think about a flower opening in that time-lapse photography, and you're resisting it every moment. Good, so resisting, hands are opening until you get to that place where the fingers are spread and the palms are pressing. Relax, and shake a little bit. And then let's do one more flower. So again, hands are looking at you, fists are forming, and squeeze it really tight. Hold that squeeze and then start to open your petals slowly with resistance. Good, until the hands are fully spread. And then relax and shake. All right, so for this next exercise, I'm going to be moving back to my mat. So if you're up in a chair at this point, we're going to come onto the floor in our hands and knees position. this is another nice exercise for wrists. Good. So you're where you can be in your table position. And what's different about this is that instead of coming down into table as we normally do, we're going to try to rotate the shoulders open so the fingers face us. So your shoulders might be able to do that and your fingers can face you perfectly. You might be kind of here, you might be kind of here or here. So don't force it, especially because there will be weight through the arms. Okay, so I'm coming down into table. And I'm going to move that so I'm a little, you can see my hands a little better. Good. I'm in table and my fingers are facing me. And then I'm going to sit down very slowly and start to peel my hands up off the mat. So stay in contact with the mat as long as you can. You can feel the wrists are lifting, you're moving through your hands all the way out into the tips of your fingers. And then pick the hands up. And let's do that one more time. So I'm coming down into table. My shoulders are rotating open. And I'm placing my hands down on the mat. Good. Just hold here for a moment. Feels a little awkward, so be careful. And then starting to lower your seat back towards your heels. Again, peeling slowly. Good. You probably feel a lot going on here. And rising up onto the tips of the fingers. Good. And then shake it out. Okay, so let's come back into table now and we'll start to move into our warm-ups. Knees are under the hips and the wrists are under the shoulders, moving into spinal wave or cat and cow. So we're dropping the sit bones down towards the back of the knees, arching up along the spine. Palms press into the floor as the head drops. And then sit bones are lifting, low abdomen falls, navel falls, chest falls, look forward. Okay. So you all know this movement well. And this is a movement that might be nice to do with your eyes shut, so you can follow the articulation of your spine as you're moving. And paying attention that the whole length of the spine is moving. All right, so that place between the shoulder blades is a little bit more difficult than the neck and low back. So it might be a good idea to focus in the mid and upper back as you're moving. And we're going to start to bring this into our spinal flossing motion. So when you're down in cow, the sit bones will move back towards the heels. And as you arch up into cat, we're going to rock out over the wrists. Good. Cow moves back, cat moves forward. And then next time you're at neutral, let's bring this into pelvis rolls. So the hands are taking a step forward if that works better. And we're going to draw the pelvis out to the side and back, other side, and again, drop forward. It's nice big circles. And you can play around a little bit with the placement of your hands. What feels good in shoulders. And then keep rolling. Let's take it the other way. And the next time that we're forward, big toes are together. Start to walk your hands back. And we're going to drop into our open child's pose. So separate the knees, sit bones back towards the heels, and the forehead comes down to the floor, sliding arms forward. And make sure to let go here. So let your chest fall, shoulder blades slide together. Let your belly fall down to that space between the thighs. And just focusing here on a few long, deep belly breaths. So pull the inhalation down into the navel. And on the exhale, feeling that everything is softening and dropping towards the floor. Good. And then when you're ready, let's start to walk our hands back towards the body, and we're going to come up to kneeling. Okay. So we're kneeling down if that works okay. If not, you can start from kneeling up. Okay, so we're up or we're down, and we're going to move through our mini sun salutation sequence. Okay, so this is from Bernie Clark's Yin teachings. And the first time we go through it, we'll do it nice and slow, and then we'll move through it twice with our breath. Okay. So sitting up nice and tall from your kneeling position, inhale, bringing the arms up overhead and behind the head. We're going to exhale and push out towards opposite walls. Again, so you see a little bit of joints and glands even here, right? We're pushing out through the hands. Good. And then fingertips to the shoulders. As you inhale, open the heart, slide shoulder blades together, eyes are at the ceiling. And then as we exhale, we're going to push through the hands, arch the back, coming into our cat position. And then inhale, arms are up to the ceiling and a little back bend. So we're lifting the chest up towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, first to neutral, come down to extended child's pose. Yeah, and so as you're lowering into extended child's pose, you're keeping your arms by your ears as long as you can before you relax out over the thighs. And then let's rock up into table, dropping down into our cow position, big inhale. And then exhale, squeeze up into cat. Inhale, back to cow. And then flat back, toes under, exhale to downward facing dog. And once you're up and down dog, we'll stay here a little bit. And we're going to bend opposite knees. Good. So dropping heels. You can rise up onto your toes, give the ankles and toes a chance to warm up. You rock your hips a little bit, always pressing the floor away, lengthening the whole back of the body. And then the knees come back down to the mat, straighten your ankles. And if you want, you can take another cow here. If it's possible, the hands step forward, pelvis drops, and we come to our supported cobra. Okay, so supported cobra isn't for every back. If it's not for yours, cow is fine here. Otherwise, we're giving ourselves a nice big back bend. This is called the seal pose in yin yoga. See why? Okay. And now we're going to bring our sit bones back to the heels for extended child's pose. So press into your hands, draw your sit bones back. And from here, take a nice big inhalation, rise up onto your knees. Again, swooping the arms overhead and bringing the palms together. As you exhale, the hands come to the heart. You can stay up or bring your sit bones back to your heels. I think many of you are very familiar with this sequence now. We're going to try to go through it a little quicker with our breath. When you're ready, inhale up onto the knees. Exhale, extended child's pose. Inhale forward into cow. Exhale, squeeze up into cat. Inhale, cow. Flat back, toes under. Exhale, dog. Drop your knees, straighten your ankles, step your hands. Inhale, supported cobra. Exhale, extended child's pose. Inhale, lift up onto your knees, bring the arms up overhead, and then exhale, hands to the heart. So just rest here for a moment. And then here we go again. Inhale, lift up onto the knees, swoop the arms. Exhale, extended child's pose. Inhale, forward, cow. Exhale, squeeze up, cat. Inhale, cow. Flat back, toes under, exhale, dog. Drop your knees, straighten your ankles, walk your hands, inhale, cobra. Exhale, extended child's pose. Inhale, lift up onto your knees, swoop the arms, touching overhead. Exhale, hands to the heart. Good. And again, just resting here for a moment. All right, and now from here, we're going to be moving to standing. So we want to come up onto your feet. And we're going to do our hip rolls. Okay, so this is one of our, rather like a hips and joints and glands movement for the lower body. So you can be just standing in the middle of your room if you want to practice balance, or hand on a wall, hand on a chair. Okay. Weight of the body comes over the left arch, right knee lifts, press open, around and through. And we're going to try to do 5 circles each way. So even if you're holding on to something with your left hand for support, the right hand might be on the right hip so that you're noticing the hip not moving too much. Good. 5 the other way, so back, around and through. Good. So I think we've talked about this a bit. If I move my hip up and down, I can get a bigger circle, but it's not coming from the joint, the hip joint. All right, we're interested in how the thigh bone is moving in the hip socket. So just keep that hip bone quiet, leg down. Okay, walk a little bit. And we'll move to the other side. So from mountain pose, weight of the body is coming out over the right leg. If your right hand would like to support yourself somewhere, you can do that. Left knee up and open, around and through. Like drawing circles with the knee. And when you get to 5, switch direction, knee goes back, around and through. One more. And land the feet. Okay, let's walk a little bit. And then standing in our mountain pose, nice and tall, we're going to be inhaling and coming up onto the toes, bringing the arms up and overhead. And then on the exhale, lowering the arms, coming back to the heels, lift your toes. And let's do 3 more of these. Inhale, up onto tiptoes. Exhale, heels lower, toes lift. Okay, when they're lifted, you can press the ball of the big toe into the mat. Again, balance, important in this movement. Last one, lift up. And down. And spread your toes. Let's just hold here for a minute. So my toes are spreading, my fingers are spreading. And relax. Okay, so we're going to work now with Parshvottanasana, which is a standing forward fold. And the reason I recommended blocks. So we're going to have the blocks out in front of us. Good. And you are facing the short end of your mat. I'm going this direction just because I'd rather look at you than be facing the side walls. Okay, so we're going to start by opening up the left thigh just a little bit so your toes are pointing off at maybe about 30 degrees and stepping the right leg forward. So very similar to our warrior one legs, though the back leg might not be open quite as much. And we're going to bend down into the right knee and come back. So let's just practice lunging. Take a look down at your knee if it's coming out over your foot. Make your stance a little wider. And then the next time that your knee is straight, we're going to interlace the fingers behind the back. And we're going to straighten the elbows. So here's what's happening. The elbows are straightening and the hands are moving towards the floor. And this will naturally bring us into a little bit of a back bend. So you can start to lift your heart towards the ceiling as your shoulders drop back, eyes to the ceiling. And think about taking 3 big chest breaths here so that you're inhaling right into the sternum. Let's relax that now, looking straight forward again. And now my elbows are bent and my hands are just sitting on my sacrum, on the back of the pelvis. And we're going to inhale, tip out long over the front leg. And when you come to the place where your body stops, big bend in the knee, exhale, come up, knee straight. Okay, so we're going to do that 4 times. Pelvis tips forward on the inhale. Back is flat. Deep bend in the knee. Exhale, come up. Straighten the knee. Good. So just keep going with the natural flow of your breath. And wherever you are, the next time you're long out over your front leg, let's stay there. So you're looking down at the floor and you're in mountain pose from your root to your crown. So shoulder blades are close, chest is open. You could straighten your elbows. And then if you'd like to do a chest opener or a chest expander here, the arms might come up off the back. Or the hands can just stay on the sacrum and the shoulder blades press together. Good. Nice strong back, 2 more breaths. And then big bend in that front knee and let your hands come to your blocks. Good. And now from here, depends on your legs. You can just stay here, or you can start to straighten that front knee. You can keep your back relatively flat, or you can let your head and shoulders fall. So you could have the feeling inside your body that somebody is drawing your pelvis towards the back of the room. And we're really lengthening the back of the front leg. Good, nice deep breaths. And as you feel circulation move up into your face, soften your forehead, relax your jaw. Good. Deep bend in the knee. And then we're going to try a variation of warrior 3 from here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to step my blocks forward to the place where I believe my heart center will be over. And then come up onto the right leg, left leg is back. Actually, I'll go sideways for this one just in case it's not clear. And it's kind of interesting, I think, if you do have a camera where you're seeing yourself, to see what a straight leg looks like. So my body feeling in this is to have my leg a little higher. But when I look at myself in my camera, I can see a straight line between the crown and the heel. Okay, so nice and strong, hold here. And then again, bend that right knee and let the leg come back into position. You can walk your blocks back to your foot. Hands come up onto the sacrum now. Press into the right foot, tip up, and just step the legs together. So that's a nice way to practice the back strength of Warrior 3 with a little more balance help. Yeah. I walk around a little bit, a couple shoulder rolls, and let's get ready for Parshvottanasana, other side. So now my right leg is going to open again a little bit, and the left leg comes forward. And then once you're here, let's practice our lunges. I'm in a perfect stance. So our goal in this pose is for the pelvis to stay level. So that's a good reason maybe to really pay attention to how your pelvis is tilting forward. We want the pelvis to tilt uniformly. And it's just healthier for the SI joints. Good. Next time the knee is straight, our back bend, interlace the fingers behind the back, elbows are straight, hands are moving down towards the floor. Good. Lift your eyes to the ceiling. And we feel that little squeeze in the lower back. Chest is open. And bring the weight of your body in, both feet. And then let's come back to neutral. So eyes forward, elbows bend, hands are sitting on the sacrum. And we'll begin our tipping motion. So inhale forward over the left leg. Deep bend in the knee. Exhale, tip up. Leg straightens. Okay, so you got it. Keep going. And if your hands are kind of sitting there on your sacrum, right, that space on the back of your pelvis, see if you can feel in your body and in your hands that your pelvis is tipping evenly. That means that one hip bone isn't leading. All right, this time we're going to stay. So inhale long over the left leg, shoulder blades are together, elbows straighten. And then if it's comfortable, the arms can come up off the back. Good. And then bring your arms back down, deep bend in the front leg, and the hands now fall to the blocks. Good, blocks are framing the left foot. And then do what is appropriate here. So either just staying like this, or the knee starts to straighten, maybe the head and shoulders fall. You want a little more action in the back of the leg. The pelvis is drawing towards the back of your room. And in any of our standing postures that are straight kneed, be careful that the knee isn't locking. So just checking that there's a little buoyancy in the knee. And 2 more breaths. And then big bend in the left knee, and we're getting ready for our warrior 3 variation. So your blocks are going to come forward. Good. And lift the right leg up in the air, left knee straightens. Good. Pressing out through your right heel. Good. Again, I'll turn and see better. Good. And to see if you can feel that energetic line from the crown down through the center line of the body, out through the back heel. And now when you're ready, left knee bends so the right foot comes back to the floor. Hands come back onto the sacrum, interlace your fingers, and pressing into the left foot, tip, 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 come back up, and step the legs together. Yeah. Again, maybe taking a little walk, swinging the arms. All right, so we're going to try our eagle pose. I haven't done eagle in a long time, so that came to my mind as I was thinking about today's class. Okay, eagle pose. Standing in our mountain position, we're going to let the weight of the body come over the left foot, and softening the knees, the right leg will cross. Okay, so you may have a body where the right toes can hook behind the left calf. If they can, go for it. Otherwise, your legs are just crossed. And now with the right leg on top, the left arm comes on top. And we can either wrap into eagle arms, or if eagle arms don't work well, holding our shoulders. So eagle arms or self hug, relax your upper back and bring your elbows up. Steady, steady. Elbows come back down. Open up. Okay, let's walk. Mountain pose. Soft knees, weight of the body over the right foot. Left leg crosses. Again, hook your toes if it's possible. Left thigh is on top, so now right arm is on top. Good. And we're moving into either eagle arms or self hug. Before you lift, relax. Elbows up. Good. The goal is 5 breaths. And then when you're ready to come out, elbows lower and step out. Okay, walk a little bit. And we're going to do something kind of fun now, which is a moving eagle. So we're going to practice wrapping into eagle and then stepping back out into 5-pointed star. What's different about this is normally an eagle, the legs and the arms are opposites, right? So right's on top in the arms if left leg's on top. For this wrapping, moving eagle, we're going to be moving on top of the same side. All will become clear. So find a place where you can make a 5-pointed star. And then as the weight of your body goes into the left foot, right leg crosses, right arm crosses, eagle. And then open, 5-pointed star. Left leg crosses, left arm crosses, eagle. Five-pointed star. You get it. So see if you can keep going. Okay. This is kind of balance plus concentration movement. Take your time. There's no hurry. Good. And let's do each side one more time. Breath in. Opening. Good. We're holding each one for maybe a breath or so. Good. So again, not rushing. Alrighty. So let's clean out the barrel. Remove any tension from the lower back and hips. So soften down into your knees. Heels of your hands are in your low back. And let's just bring the pelvis around. And other direction. Alrighty, so Agnisara. Softening down into the knees now. The hands are on the quads above the knees. Knees are bent. Good. Take a moment to relax your lower back. Lengthen your lower back. Take a nice big inhalation. And as you exhale, lift and squeeze pelvic floor, low abdomen, navel. Inhale, release, navel, low abdomen, pelvic floor. Good. Do about 10. Moving right along with your breath. Keep going, and when you get to about 10, you can move up into your mountain pose. As you're finishing up, the next thing we're going to do is called the Mahabandha, or Great Seal. So for this posture, we're going to be bringing in 3 locks in the body, or 3 bandhas in the body. So one you're already kind of doing as part of Agnisara, which is the lifting and squeezing of the pelvic floor. Okay, so that's Mula Bandha, root lock. So you're drawing your navel in, but if you draw your navel in and then try to lift it up towards your ribs, that is Uddiyana Bandha, or the abdominal lock. So you might even just try it here. Exhale, squeeze your belly in and see if you can go lift it up. So the idea is that the navel is moving up towards the rib cage. Okay, so that's your abdominal lock. And then the throat lock is a little softer. We're going to just be dropping the chin towards the chest. Okay, so no straining there, just bringing the chin in towards the chest. And that's Jalandhara Mudra, or the throat lock. So we're going to bring in all 3 of these locks, and we're going to hold the locks, but you're going to keep breathing. And you're not going to be able to breathe deeply, of course, right, with all these bandhas holding in the body, but you're not holding your breath either. So it's kind of a light breath that's just moving maybe up into your chest. Okay. So let's give it a try. We're in our Agnisara position. We're relaxed. Take a nice big inhalation. And then as you exhale, lift and squeeze your pelvic floor, draw your belly in, and then see if you can pull it up towards your ribs, and then bring your chin in towards your chest. So you're looking at your knees. hold these 3 locks, breathing kind of softly through the nose. And then relax and let it go. Come up. And do it one more time. We talk about awakening prana, right? Our bandhas are a very important part of working with the energy body. And we're down in our knees again. Take an inhalation, relax, let go. And then exhale, firmly lift and squeeze pelvic floor, draw the navel in and then up towards the ribs. And then chin in towards the chest, look at your knees. And softly let it go. And come back up and move around a little bit. Alrighty. So now we're going to move down onto the mat. We've finally made it to the lying down portion. And we'll move to Shavasana with the arms overhead on the floor. So moving into our position for symmetrical stretching. Okay. And this will feel good. You've been working hard, a lot of sitting and standing. Reaching through right fingertips, pressing through the right heel. And then switch, left fingertips, left heel. Okay. And we're just moving from side to side. Interlacing the fingers above the crown, flipping the palms away, coming to straight elbows. And then working with the feet. So let's flex and point the toes. And roll the ankle joints. Rolling in the opposite direction. Good. And now thinking about your complete breath. Press through your heels, press through your palms, inhale. Fill the belly, fill the chest so you take in as much breath as you can. Release your hands, and then as you're exhaling, the arms are lifting and coming alongside. Good. As the hands touch alongside, draw the belly in, empty the lungs. Okay, half moon pose. The hands are interlaced and behind the head. Good. Let's pick up the head and shoulders and slide the upper body to the right. Right leg moves just a little bit to the right. Left leg comes to meet it. Okay, relaxing your elbows down into the floor. Let your head be heavy, resting in your palms. And then bringing that idea of complete breath into the left side of the body. And then walk the feet back to center. Let's lift the head and shoulders and come from center over to the left. Head down, elbows open. Left leg a little left and the right leg comes to meet it. You can take little steps with your heels. And bringing the complete breath now into your right side. And just paying attention to the sensation of the posture. Try to let go of any gripping in the lower back or in the shoulder joints. And then let's walk the heels back to the center line of the mat. Head and shoulders back to center. And you can take your hands out from behind your head, and now we'll wiggle our fingers a little bit. And now working with the IT band. Knees are bent, soles of the feet are on the floor, and we'll step our feet wide, so out towards the edges of the mat. And now the knee, we start with the right side, dips towards the center line. And back up. And then the left knee dips towards the center line. And back up. Good, so just keep alternating. As the knee is dropping, you can either hold for a length of time or you can keep moving, whatever frees you up better. So for me, I feel a lot of this in my waist, kind of like in the side of my waist here. Good, as well as across the outer hip. But I know I'm especially tight in the sides of my lower back. So these positions touch us in different places depending on kind of what's going on in our body on any given day. But this is a great movement because it gets at an area that's hard to work with, hard to access. And so maybe taking each side one more time. Good. Let's draw the knees now up towards the navel. Coming to our wind reliever position. Now let's rock out the lower back. Good. Moving from here into rock around the clock, hands around the kneecaps. And we're drawing circles up on the ceiling. Again, so this can be done with the hands on the knees, or if you get a better movement, the hands can just be on the floor. Good. And when you're ready, switch directions, drawing circles the other way. Good. And then feet back to the floor, and we're going to come back up to sitting. And from our staff position, we're going to be opening the legs wide. Good. Always a good idea here to kind of lift the pelvis and get right up on your sit bones. Okay. And then from here, we're brushing fingertips. So let's brush right fingertips towards left ankle and back. And left fingertips towards right ankle and back. And so we're going to be coming forward for a yin style forward fold. Yin style meaning soft and for a long time. So we're going to be holding this for about 4 minutes. Okay, so if there's any supports you know you like in your open leg forward fold, if you want to grab bolsters, blankets, pillows, whatever you have in your home studio. Brushing forward and back now. And now this time when we come forward, we're going to be staying there. Okay, so there are different ways to prop this. You might have bolsters or blankets between your legs. And the one bit of advice that's good here is to be able to support the weight of your head. Okay, so I'm not just hanging forward with the weight of my head, potentially straining the neck. So whether there's a bolster or blocks here, you might rest your head in your palms. And so the chin can just sit in the palms. Or if you're so inclined, you might make two fists with the hands, stack the fists, and the forehead can rest on the two fists. Or maybe a cheek is on a block. And so playing with different ways to prop this, but be in a place where you can relax your neck, relax your shoulders. Good. And once you've found your pose, looks good. See if you can start to move into stillness. And when the body becomes still, bringing your awareness through the body and just noticing tension. So this posture, when we do it in our normal hatha style, we have our feet a little bit flexed and our big toes pointing up at the ceiling. So I often find that that's the first place I need to go. And let go of your feet. And if you notice they roll in or roll out, that's fine. We're also noticing if there's a sense of holding in the shoulders and upper back. Let that go and allow your hands or block to support the weight of the head and shoulders. You're dropping in. And your jaw softens. And the space around your eyes, your forehead, your hands. And there's a feeling of the upper body dropping, dropping. If it's a pleasant thought, you might think about the weight of gravity very gently settling across your upper back, mid back, lower back, and very softly pressing you towards the earth. And as this physical body becomes so heavy and still, your attention is drawn to the flow of your breath. So here's something light, something moving. And just watching the inhalation move into your nostrils and down into your navel. Watching your exhalation move up from the navel and out through the nostrils. And as your attention follows the flow of your breathing, Just noticing sensations in the body. Notice this downward movement of the upper body. And 5 more breaths. When it's time to move out, let's let the hands help. Start to very slowly, gently walk towards your body. So bring the head back up over the shoulders. And we help the legs come together. And once you're there, moving energy out along the legs. So maybe we're wiggling our toes, moving our ankles. And then I'd like to close with a supported fish. So for this, we're going to use the block, and I hope everybody has a block. If you don't have a block, there's other things you can use, but the block does a nice job. It's a little stronger than using a rolled blanket, but good idea to cover the block with either beach towel or your Mexican blanket or whatever kind of yoga blanket you might have, just because the edges are a little bit hard on your back. So what we're going to do is we're going to lie down on our backs over the block. And I want the block to be exactly in the space between my shoulder blades. Okay. So the bottom line of the block is going to be right where your shoulder blades begin in the back. Okay. And again, a good geographic reference is the bottom bra strap. All right, so the bottom of your bra strap. If it's too high or too low, it's going to feel weird. Okay. So there might be a little bit of kind of playing around to find that spot. And make sure you're right in center, and then slowly let your head drop. And then not everybody feels good with the head dropped. For some folks, it pinches nerves in the back of the neck. So if having the head kind of floating, dropped like this over the block isn't good. And it depends on your body. Some, when I'm on a smaller block, the top of my head will actually touch the floor. I'm on one of these bigger hugger mugger blocks, so my head's not quite touching. You can grab cushion, blanket, something, and bring it between the floor and your head. So this is one of the times where it's nice to be in person, where I can kind of walk around and offer you support, but start to get a little savvy about the tools we have at home. Okay, take about 3 more breaths here. Yeah, you can certainly use a bolster for this as well. If you're using a bolster or rolled blanket, instead of starting between the shoulder blades, you could start at the low back. Now, whenever you're ready to come up, you can go ahead and come up and get ready for our final relaxation. So whatever you need to do to adjust your room, if you want to bring your lights down or put on something warmer, go ahead and do that until I get the lights here. And you're just making your way towards Shavasana. Good. In Shavasana, the legs are long, extended away from the body. Heels are separate. And the arms are extended long, again, away from the body. And just out a little ways from the body. Palms are up towards the ceiling. And the chin is tucked just a little bit, so the back of the neck feels long. And when your posture feels good, the eyes close. And you start to allow the body to feel heavy. So there's a sense of kind of letting go of ourselves. As you're letting go, the floor is responding by holding the weight of your body. Softening the muscles in your face, across your forehead and around your eyes. Relax your jaw. Just allowing the teeth to part a little bit. Softening down into the neck, the back of the neck. Release your throat. Soften your tongue, the insides of your cheeks. Shoulders fall towards the floor. Guide your awareness across your upper back, down between your shoulder blades. Soften the space around the heart. Relaxing the upper arms down through the elbows, lower arms and wrists. Relax your hands. And just letting the fingers curl in a natural way. Noticing that place where the backs of your hands rest on the floor. Moving up again through the wrists, lower arms and elbows, through the upper arms and shoulder joints. And then soften into the sides of your rib cage, the sides of your waist. Let go of your lower back. Let go of your belly. And just watch the movement of your breath in your navel, in the sides of your waist, and maybe even a little bit in your lower back. So as you inhale all around the navel center, you expand. And as you exhale, the belly softly draws in, the sides of the waist draw in, the low back lifts. And softening the glutes, pelvic floor, hip joints. Soften the muscles in your thighs, relaxing the knees and lower legs, ankles, feet. Take a moment to soften the arches of your feet. Be a feeling of warmth in the arches. Move your awareness across the tips of your toes. And then on your own, start to bring your awareness back to your crown. So you're traveling up your body, kind of sleuthing any hidden tensions. And on a finer, more subtle level, letting go as you move up towards the crown of the head. And now we're going to practice listening to the sounds of the seed mantras at each of the chakras. So listening to the internal sound of the bija mantras is very relaxing for the energy centers, and it's also balancing. Okay. So as we move through each of the centers, I'll start chanting the mantra, but then I'd like you to bring it into your own mental space and just hear it from inside. And we're keeping the rhythm as steady as we can. Okay. So let's come now to the root center. We're right at the floor of the pelvis. And at the floor of the pelvis, seeing in your mind's eye a yellow square. And hearing the mantra LUM. So it's just as if this sound, this mantra LUM, is vibrating, sounding at the root center. Lum, 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 lum. Good. Keep the sound going, radiating out from Muladhara chakra, the root center. Lum, 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 lum. And now travel your awareness up to the pelvic center, the space between the two hips. In your mind's eye, you see a field of blue with a white crescent moon. Yeah, so it's white, silvery, iridescent crescent moon facing upward. And we're hearing the mantra VAM. Vam, 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 vam. Good. Keep it going. Sound radiating from the pelvic center. Swadhisthana chakra. Vam, 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 vam. And now draw your attention up to your navel center, the space of the belly button. And here we're seeing a red triangle pointing upward. The mantra is RUM. Rum, 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 rum. Keep the mantra sounding at the navel, Manipura chakra. Rum, 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 rum. Good, steady pulsation. And then guiding the awareness up to the heart center here, seeing two interlocking triangles, one facing up, one facing down, a six-pointed star, smoky gray in color. And at the heart center, the mantra is yum. Yum, 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 yum. Good. Bringing the sound inside and feeling that pulsation at the heart with Anahata chakra. And maybe we're feeling this energy moving out from the center in all directions. Yum, 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 yum. And now travel up to the throat center, the notch in the collarbone. Here we're seeing a beautiful white full moon. The mantra here is hum. Hum, 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 hum. Good. Keep the mantra going at the throat center, Vishuddha chakra. Hum, 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 hum. The vibration fills the space of the neck, tops of the shoulders. And now moving up to the space between your eyebrows, Agya chakra, seat of the mind. And the mantra at the space between the eyebrows is Soham. Soham, 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 Soham. Good. Keep the vibration going. Soham, Soham, Soham. Relax your eyes, relax your forehead. And the space between the eyebrows, we see a crystal flame. Brilliant crystal flame burning in the space between the eyebrows. Inside of a downward facing triangle. And now guide your awareness to the crown of your head. At the crown of the head, we see 1,000-petaled lotus flower. And it's a kind of smoky purple color. The mantra is Hamsa. Hamsa, 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 Hamsa. Gotta keep the mantra going at the crown of the head. Hamsa, 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 Hamsa. And just feeling the energy field at the crown. And with the feeling that this energy field is part of your body and beyond your body as well. The crown is where we link into something bigger than our individuality. And now allowing that sound to go. We're going to do 2 big breaths, and these breaths are to cleanse the whole system. So what we're going to be doing is inhaling through the nose, drawing as much breath as you can up into the crown of your head. And then on your exhale, it's as if that breath is going to rain down through your whole body and out through your feet, almost like a pranic shower. And you can think about this exhale as picking up any debris that is left behind, any tensions, fatigues, worries, and just washing them out through the bottoms of your feet. Okay, so we're going to do this breath 2 times. When you're ready, begin a nice long inhalation through the nose, drawing as much breath as you can up into the crown of your head. And when you've taken in as much breath as you can, exhale and feel that exhale move down the length of your whole body, picking up any impurities and moving out through the bottoms of your feet. Okay, let's do that one more time. Inhale through the nostrils, bringing fresh breath, fresh prana up into the crown of the head. And then exhaling that breath down the length of the body out through the feet. And now when you're ready, very slowly, very gently, you can roll to your side and to start to make your way towards your seated position. And just sit for a few moments with your hands folded in your lap, your eyes closed. And just resting in your own field of energy. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. And let's warm the hands. And then bring the hands over the eyes. And allow your eyes to slowly open to the darkness of your hands. Good. And then taking the hands away when you're ready. Well, thank you all so much for being here. Namaste. Have a wonderful week.
Tracy,
Yes.
this is a funny question, and I know I can look it up, but I got, for some reason, I got a little confused about, so upward facing triangle, is it that way or that way?
As you are now.
So this is upward facing triangle with where the flat part's on the bottom, and that's downward facing triangle.
Yes.
Okay.
So the idea is almost always the navel center is an upward facing triangle. And then different representations of the chakras will show the one at the eyebrow center, either up or down. I've seen it both ways.
Okay.
So it could be up. Up usually means pointing towards something higher.
Uh-huh.
If it's pointing downward, some authors talk about how the two triangles are pointing towards each other, thereby kind of bringing energy to the heart.
Got it.
So neither is wrong. There are different ways of kind of explaining visualization, sound, all the different properties of the chakras. And I usually feel like whatever feels good or sounds right to you is what to work with. Yeah. So you might even try both and say, which one feels right? Am I pointing towards my crown, or am I pointing towards my heart, as my navel center is pointing towards my heart as well?
Uh-huh. Okay, good. That I like that. Thank you. That's because I was playing around with it as we were doing it, and then I was like, I don't know. It's experience, though, right? You have to do it.
Yeah, and I think that's the answer, because there are so many interpretations of many, many things in yoga. And when I was first looking at chakras, it was frustrating. I'm like, okay, how come this book says that, this teacher says that, this poster says that, and us Western thinkers, right? We want like what's right.
Yeah.
There's not always what's right. There are many different schools of knowledge, right, that have come from this tradition, and yeah, what works.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no problem.
Cool. I love that. I love the chakra stuff.
No, I do too.
Today, they all got like a little bit bigger than my body. Like I usually imagine them just inside, but I don't know. That was really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, well, our pranic field is said to extend somewhere like 18 inches beyond our body, even. All right. So, yeah, how much energy radiating from our centers could depend on how you're feeling today, right?
So maybe that's it. And they activated, and suddenly I was able to experience them there instead of just wherever, Yes, that did a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. So I like to feel like they're coming out, everywhere.
Yeah.
Body, and even beyond the body in their location. Yeah.
Yes. It was great. It was, yeah.
That means you're high energy today.
Yes. So
today.
Yay.
It's good, right?
Yeah. Take it when you get it. Right.
You gotta, like, see your kids and it goes.
Right.
I know. That's why I escaped down here. While everybody's cooking, and I'm like, okay.
Oh, the kitchen again.
Yeah, I go to bed early, so they cook when I go to bed. Yep. I wake up. What was that? Name that.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. I hope to see some of you guys Sunday then.
Thank you. Yeah, we'll see you then. Bye.
Yep. Bye-bye. All right. Good week, everybody.